My name is Catherine Brown. I've spent most of my career in HR. Have worked in external consulting with one of the big consulting firms, moved into internal HR. So my background, I've grown up in HR and grown up in the consulting houses in the Big Four, but also worked in manufacturing and mining, and now for the first time in academia. The program was suggested to me originally, and I jumped at the chance because at the time, it's about 12 months or so ago, I'd just come out of a long-term, really hard HR role. I've always worked in global roles, and this last one, I ended up downsizing a whole office, moving people offshore, and it was just a difficult time. And I got to the end of that and thought, I'm not sure what I want to do next. I'm not sure that I want to carry on in HR. I'm not sure I want to carry on in a full-time role. So I was feeling really tired, really sort of quite burnt out, and the program was suggested to me and I jumped at the chance. So it was a very opportune time for me. I hadn't actually thought very much about how the mentor program had assisted me, but I had time to reflect on that. For the first time in my career, and it's the first time I've actually had a real mentor, I gained real clarity about what it was that I wanted to do. When I started the program, I was in this, where do I go next? What do I really want to do? And nothing felt right. I was feeling very conflicted. And the program allowed me to really work through that and get real clarity. And I decided I wasn't ready to stop working in senior HR roles. And I went out and found one. The mentoring program I went through with Sheena had that impact for me in that I gained real clarity that I wanted to carry on in a senior HR role and really make what I felt would be a valuable contribution to an organisation. But what it did for me was that because I had gained that clarity, for the first time in my career, I actually went out and sought what I wanted, whereas in the past I always just took opportunities as they came up. The differences between internal and external mentoring programs, I think, are that a lot of internal mentoring programs in most organisations usually don't last very long. They're not very sustainable. They're usually, dare I say, driven by HR, even though a few people might ask for it, but it then is seen as an HR program or an HR project. So an external program, it's purely based on mentoring the right mentor, the right mentee, and matching the skills. And that's something else that usually doesn't happen internally. It's usually people say, oh, that person's a really great manager, I'd like them as my mentor. Whereas, I worked with Sheena, who had a background in international HR, so she understood all the challenges I was facing, and that was really helpful. Mentoring does work at whatever stage you are in your career, because it might be someone who's sort of in their early career looking for some guidance on how to navigate through the politics or whatever it might be in organisations, someone mid-career who's maybe been out of the workforce, if it's a woman, had children, need help to get back in and really work through how that is, and someone like me who was really thinking, do I want to start working part-time or in a different type of career, portfolio, whatever. And as I said, working with Sheena gave me real clarity that I wasn't ready for that yet, and I really wanted to stay doing what I was good at.